Hello students. So let's discuss the leadership qualities and theories of leadership in part 2 of leadership concept. So here I, Dr. Priyaraj Bhatolia, Assistant Professor, Bora Institute of Management Sciences. So let's discuss about the qualities of leadership first. The topics to be covered are for today's video is about introduction of leadership, the concept of leadership, the qualities of successful leader and the theories of leadership. In this video, we will be covering the 3 theories of leadership. Introduction of leadership. Leadership is a process of influencing the behavior of others to work willingly and enthusiastically for achieving predetermined goals. So actually leadership is about influencing the behavior of people. Influencing or encouraging helps in creating a confidence or motivation in terms of employees, which helps in the achievement of predetermined goals. Leadership is also about the process of supporting others. Here the followers or the employees are actually being supported by the leader. It is also the relationship between a leader and a follower. Leadership quality is very essential for the growth of the organization. Leader is also the one who actually helps to maintain the interpersonal relationship. So having a healthy relationship between a leader and a follower is very important for the success of the organization. Let's see the concept of leadership. Leadership is a process of encouraging and helping others to work effectively towards the objective. Here, leader has to encourage and help his or her subordinates to get the work done. It is under his guidance the motivation or the zeal part of an employee comes into picture. When he is being supported and encouraged by a leader, all the difficulties and problems are being solved on the part of employee and he do the work very effectively and efficiently. It is also about directing the activities of a group towards shared goals. It is a relationship in which one person influences others to work together willingly. So it is also a process of influencing. Here one person is being influenced by another. So this was all about the leadership part of this video. Let's discuss the qualities of a successful leader. This is actually the important part. To be an effective leader, we must possess certain qualities, certain traits. And if you see around certain traits among people, you can find a good leadership quality in his or her personality. So let's discuss all the traits, all the qualities in detail. The first quality is the ability to inspire, followed by problem solving skills, intelligence, responsibility, ability to understand human behavior, emotional maturity, willingness to take risk, and finally the foresight and vision. Now what is about the ability to inspire? It is the internal charisma or the charm that is inborn trait of an individual. He is the one who actually has the ability to inspire and influence the other person. It is actually because of the internal charm that influences the followers. The second one is about problem solving skills. A leader is actually the one who has patience and ability to analyze the problem and tries to solve the problem. So having a problem solving skill is very important for a leader. A leader should possess some patience and he or she should also possess an ability to analyze the problem in detail and provide solutions to that problem. The third quality is intelligence. Above average intelligence and knowledge is an essential part of a leader. Then responsibility. A leader should be a responsible person. he or she should take the accountability of the success or failure of the organization. Whatever may be the consequences, the leader is the one who takes the responsibility, willing responsibility of the task what is to be done. So, he is the responsibility taker. Leader is also the one who has the ability to understand human behavior. Here, understanding human behavior is actually about recognizing their needs, desires and wants of an employee or subordinate. If you understand the human aspect or the needs of an individual, it is very easy to motivate or to understand a human psychology. Emotional maturity. Emotional maturity is all about the adjustment, the calm, cool and calculative reaction to an undesirable situation. The person is said to be emotionally mature when he has the greatest capability and ability to have a particular reaction to a situation without being disturbed. He is the one who is very calm and cool while giving a reaction to a situation which was actually undesirable. Willingness to take risk. The leader is the one who accepts and seek new challenges and take risk. He is a risk taker in the organization. And finally, the foresight and vision. The leader is actually the one who looks forward and anticipates the event. He is the one who creates the vision and foresight of the organization, which provides a pathway for the success. So, we have discussed some of the qualities of a successful leader. In the second part, we will deal with the theories of leadership. Now, why this theory actually has been evolved? The theory has come into picture due to certain areas or the situations in which a particular leader was required, and to fulfill those questions and to answer those questions, the theories came into picture. Leadership theories are school of thought brought forward to explain how and why certain individuals become leader. Theories ये बताता है कि कुछ लोग क्यों और कैसे leaders बने. साथ ही the theories emphasize on the traits and the behavior that an individual can opt to boost up their own leadership ability. It also tells about which kind of behavior, which kind of qualities should a leader possess in terms of handling or boosting up the environment. What makes leader who they are? Why are so people elected as managers and presidents, while the rest are the followers? These questions are actually answered in the theories of leadership. So, students, let's discuss the first theory of leadership. The first is the great man theory. The great man theory actually says about the leaders are born, they are not made. With the concept of this, we'll learn the theory in detail. This theory plays or emphasizes on that by birth, we have some innate characteristics which makes a leader, and it clearly depicts that leaders are born, they are not made. The concept was given by Thomas Carlyle, who was a great man psychologist, and this theory was actually given in 1840s. It is merely based on the belief that leadership is an inherent trait of a person who is destined to become a great leader by birth, and they prove themselves when the great need arises. So, in great man theory, it has clearly been said that he is the leader when the traits are being inherent by his birth. These traits cannot be acquired by any training or any sort of supervision. So, great man theory says about that the leaders are by birth and they prove themselves whenever any condition arises. In other words, some people are born to become leaders, and leadership is a heroic act. So, here according to the great man theory, the leaders are born but not made. It was the earliest form of leadership theory, which is based on the assumption that leaders are born with such kind of qualities. They should possess some qualities like charm, confidence, intellect, communication, skills and social ability. They have certain gift or unique features or qualities like Mahatma Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln. Let us see the criticism of great man theory. When there are positive parts, there are also some negative parts of a particular theory. So, dealing with the criticism of great man theory, the first one is, this theory was a male centric approach. Here, the theory has basically dealt with the male qualities of a leader. It does not focus on the female characteristics of an individual. It says that it was a male centric approach when women have proved to be great leaders too. So, because of this part, there was a criticism or failure of the great man theory. The second one is, this theory explains that leadership cannot be learned or taught, as it is an inherent trait. It clearly says that the leaders are born, they are not made. So, it says about the qualities cannot be learned or it cannot be taught. Third, there is no clear scientific validation of this theory. The last one, it neglected the environmental and situational factors which affects the leadership process. So, here it actually says that because of environmental and situational factors, the leadership qualities cannot be evolved. So, these are the 4 points of criticism in the great man theory. Let us see the second theory, that is the trait theory. Trait theory is actually the extension of great man theory. Trait theory says that trait is defined as relatively enduring quality of an individual. It is actually the quality trait of a personality which makes him a great leader. It assumes that people inherit certain qualities and traits that make them better suited to leadership. As great man theory says that the leaders are born and not made, it is the extension. So, it also emphasizes on the same part that leaders are born, they are not made. So, trait theory and great man theory somewhat emphasizes on the same factor of inherent traits. According to this theory, अगर आप लीडर हैं तो आपके अंदर वो क्वालिटीज़ बाय बर्थ होनी चाहिए. अगर वो बाय बर्थ नहीं है तो you cannot be a leader. It assumes that people inherit certain qualities and traits which make them a better suited leadership. Trait theories often identify particular personality or behavioral characteristics shared by a leader. So, in this theory we can actually see some personality or behavioral features of an individual which it tries and prove that they are born with such qualities. According to this theory, which was given by Raphael M. Stengel in 1940, and the trait theory, as already been said, it was an extension of great man theory. This theory explains, or he explains, that individual must possess the key personality traits and characteristics to be an effective leader, and these traits or features or qualities are inherent by birth. If you do not possess these qualities or features by birth, you cannot be a great leader according to the trait or the great man theory, and it is extension of the theory which was been previously discussed. Now, what traits and leadership qualities should a leader or should an individual possess according to the trait theory? So, according to the trait theory, the leadership traits are the physiological traits. The physiological traits are actually in terms of appearance. It can be the height, weight, structure, color, appearance and so on of an individual. If the person possesses that qualities, he or she will be a great leader. According to the trait theory, the second quality is about the socio-economic characteristics, which is related to the gender, religion, marital status, age, occupation, literacy and earning capability of an individual. If the person possesses such kind of qualities by birth, he or she may be a great leader according to this theory. The third trait is about the personality trait. The personality traits says about if the person is extrovert or extravagance, he is self-confident, he is patient, he is agreeable, reliable, honest and a good motivator. These personality traits makes him a great leader. The another trait is the intellectual trait. If the individual possesses above average intelligence and knowledge, he will be a great leader. So, related to the intellectual traits, it says about decisiveness, intelligence, judgmental ability and emotional attributes. If emotionally or intellectually an individual is strong, he or she will be a great leader. Next, task related traits. These are the task specific traits like attainment, drive, dedication, initiativeness, determination and business expertise. This leads an individual to be a successful leader. And finally, some of the social qualities or the characteristics. If the person possesses some social characteristics or traits, he or she may be a good leader, which includes socially active, cordiality and cooperation. If the person is socially aware or he is having a personality of being recognized as a social member of a society, he or she may be a good leader according to the trait theory. There are some criticisms too. It criticized for the generality because the theory does not believe that traits change over time. As it has been discussed in great man and trait theory, the qualities are born. So, this theory does not believe that the traits can change over time. The second criticism is it believes that traits do not change from situation. In life, actually in life, when the situation changes, the trait and qualities of an individual do change. But according to this theory, it believes that the traits do not change from situation, so people are same all the time. The third, it is hard to judge using personality test because behaviors change in situation. They are based on false assumptions that leaders are born. There are too many traits which were being discussed in this theory. Personality is not the sole factor of the leader's effectiveness. And final criticism is people possessing some traits may or may not be a leader. So, these were some of the drawbacks or disadvantages or criticism of the trait theory, which was the second theory of leadership. Let us discuss the last and the third theory of leadership, which is about the behavioral theory of leadership, which is just opposite of the two theories which was being discussed previously. Behavioral theory is the theory which was evolved in 1950s. In this approach, the emphasis is on the actual behavior and the action of a leader and not on the trait or characteristics. So here it doesn't emphasize on any trait or characteristics of an individual, but instead of it, it says it emphasizes on the actual behavior or action of an individual. The people can learn to become leader through teaching and observation. So this is just opposite was what the great men and the trait theory had said. They says that it cannot be inculcated in terms of teaching, observation or supervision, but in behavioral theory it says that the leadership qualities can evolve in terms of teaching and observation technique, and it states the just opposite statement of two theories, which is actually the leaders are made not born. So it plays a very crucial and important role in the theories of leadership. It says that the leaders are not born with certain qualities or characteristics. Those characteristics or those qualities can be improved and that can be evolved as time changes, and if they had been trained, if they had been observing other people, or if they have been supervised by effective leaders, they can be a good leader. So it is not necessary that leaders should be born with that qualities, they can even be made with the help of certain training. So this was the third and the opposite theory of leadership. In behavioral theory, actually we emphasize on three primary skills of an individual. Behavioral theory says that if the person or the individual possesses three primary skills, he or she may be a successful or a great leader. The first one is the technical skills, the second is the human skills, and third is the conceptual skills. The first, the technical skills. Technical skills refers to the leader's knowledge of the particular process or technique. If a leader possesses some technical or expertise on the process or on a particular instrument or machine or software, he or she may be able to possess that technical skill. Second is the human skill. The human skill is actually the ability to interact with other individual. So with the help of human skills or social skills, the person is being able to be a good leader. And finally, the third is the conceptual skills. The conceptual skills enable the leader to come up with the ideas for running the organization smoothly. The individual can learn to be a good leader, and sharp contrast to the great man theory. So here behavioral theory is just opposite of great man theory, and here it says that with the help of three primary skills, that is the technical skills, the human relation skills and the conceptual skills, an individual can be a great leader. Here the behavioral theory was also being explained by Hoek State University, which clearly states that in 1940s the behavioral theory evolved. Basically it is the limitation of the trait theory of leadership, and this theory actually states that there are various dimensions of leaders' behavior. So actually in Hoek State University they have studied 1000 dimensions of leaders' behavior. With the 1000 dimensions of leaders' behavior, they have brought two main dimensions for behavioral theory, that to be an effective leader an individual should possess two main characteristics. The first is about initiating structure and second is the consideration. Second is the consideration. According to this study, it has been said that the individual should possess at least two dimensions for a leader to be very effective. According to the first dimension, that is about initiating structure, the individual should possess two characteristics. First is about the role of a leader and second is the role of a follower. The basic work of a leader is to help in achievement of goal or for the achievement of objectives. In initiating structure, the leader should be able to achieve goal, but with the help of two factors, that first, his or her role should be clearly defined. In terms of leadership, अगर एक लीडर के रोल डिफाइन नहीं है तो he or she is not able to achieve particular set of goals. On the other hand, you have to clearly define the roles of your followers too. If the roles are not clear in terms of followers, they are not even in a position to manage their own work. So, in terms of initiating structure for the accomplishment of goal, the leader should possess or clarity of his or her goals along with the goals of the subordinates or followers. Now, here he or she has to organize the work, maintain the work relationship as well as attainment of goal. With the help of three factors, initiating structure works into picture. First, organizing work. They need to emphasize what are the steps to be followed for the achievement of goal. They also clarify the relationship between the leadership and follower. So, the first dimension of initiating structure is being defined and clarified in behavioral theory. The second is about consideration. In terms of consideration, a leader should emphasize on task relationship or job relationship. He or she should have a great focus on the trust, respect for ideas and feelings of other individual. With the help of these three concepts, he or she can have a consideration for the task relationship. If the person is at high part of consideration, he or she has the ability to solve personal problems of his followers, friendly, and finally, he or she can be an approachable attitude towards the followers' difficulties. So, with the help of the behavioral theory, the great man and trait theory was being evolved and it clearly states the another part, that are the leaders are made but not born. So, today students, we have discussed about the qualities of leadership along with the theories of leadership. The first two theories are very similar, that is the great man and trait theory, which focuses on leaders are born but not made. On the other hand, vice versa is being stated by behavioral theory, that is leaders are made but not born. Thank you students, have a nice day.